Now about the teachers. The teachers are trained for 2 years. They're expected to sit exams. But we don't stop on that. We also take a step to see you can write very well the papers. But how do you deliver? How do you interact with the children? How do you engage the community? How do you do the assessment of children? We also get out with a checklist. And this checklist is there to ensure that you play your role as a caregiver or a teacher in this ECD center. And we shall check whether you do your lesson plans, you scheme very well, do you do assessment, do you engage the parents, do you have a good relationship with fellow teachers, do you have a good relationship with the children you take care of. And at the end of the day, we ensure that this is done very well and it scores you a mark. Not forgetting that on a daily basis, you equip the learning environment with materials that will help you support your children. And that is a very crucial element in our training. That is an area that has made this program look so special in the face of many people, because we're encouraging people to use the local materials and the materials that they can easily get. Get what looks to be garbage or waste, they recycle it and use it to teach children. A few materials will be bought, but this is in their reach, because having engaged the community, having made the community convert to early childhood, they are told to pay. They are not expected to say that, we cannot get this because the parents are not paying. From the start, people will know that this is a service that the Madrasa project has brought, but supporting us technically and probably in a small way financially, but our role remains that we have to run this with or without the Madrasa project.
We are trying to establish practicum schools. Practicum schools we have where we have our model teachers and where the untrained teachers would come to benefit from those schools that we have established. Last year we had 20. This year we are adding another 20 in West Nile. So the six schools in West Nile so far established are going to be the practicum schools where the untrained teachers are coming to have the trainings too. We also have cluster refresher courses to build their capacities, where we bring our smart caregivers to share their experiences with these teachers who are still struggling, and also bringing in some experts from NCDC, National Curriculum Development Center, from the colleges where we work with, to share and build their capacities to truly improve.
After the center training, we also follow them in the field and then see them teaching, mentor them on the job while we are there. So we provide that support. But we also try to make sure that we work out with their communities to ensure that these teachers are well looked after in those communities. We felt at first that they should identify their own teacher, and they did that at first, but that group is getting out. So we now begin to get teachers who come from other areas to go and teach in areas where they don't come from. So unless that teacher is comfortable, you will not stay in that school. So one of the things we give to support our teachers is to make sure that they are a little bit comfortable in the communities in which they work.
We always sit in the Monday meeting, afternoon Monday, every Monday, we sit and we talk about every challenge which I saw in them. I present it in my report, in my head teacher's report, in that staff meeting every Monday. So as soon as we talk about that challenge, they make sure by the end of that week, that challenge goes away.
Then we are also training these teachers in how to have side income. We are giving them skills they can use to generate income outside the teaching. So we are trying to encourage them, look here, you can do this teaching as a hobby, as a service to the community, but you also have to be well off. So we are giving them, training them in a lot of small cottage industry, how to make soap, how to make beads, how to make mats, door mats, how to tailoring, another skill that they can have. They teach from morning to midday. The afternoon they go and try to beef up their income. So that's another support we are giving to these people by training them to have skills that can give them an extra income, so that they stay in their communities comfortable and not wanting.
One thing is that right from the training, we use examples. And usually the examples are coming from the teachers. When the concept is being developed, we start from what do you understand? What do you know about this concept? What examples do you give? Can you identify that can really get out that concept? Then we go out to the school. When we reach the school, the trainer or the program officer sits with the teachers. That, for instance, today let's look at this area. That small planning meeting before the trainer starts observing the lesson. So after that, there's a feedback meeting, and then you ask the teacher, how have you seen your children? How many were active? How many were not active? Why do you think this child was not active? So that during that discussion, we try to identify problems together. The teachers, whether it's the SMCs, whether the parents, together with the program staff. You identify the program, the issue. And then together, you identify a solution, okay? As you identify a solution, and then you develop a plan on how you're going to be implementing that solution. And then you agree that let's try to implement this solution for this period of time, and then we'll get back on this date and reflect on what we are realizing out of the solution that we are implementing. So that participatory approach of ensuring that they do understand, we agree that we did study this, we want to see whether this works, okay? What do you see? Usually it has to come from them first before you, as the person training, before you say what you want to say, you give them an opportunity for them to make their observations. What have you observed? What do you think we should do? Because we want them to own whatever is going to be happening in the school. It's their school. For us, we are just supporting them. And we are supporting them over a given period of time. After that time, we are like out, and they stay on their own. So we want them to keep like doing this as a system.
As you train them, you need to use the participatory approaches, whereby you involve them in whatever aspect, in whatever ideas that you want to pass on. Instead of all the ideas coming from the trainer or the teacher or the facilitator, you need to engage them in the discussion. That's one. Two, you need to use a lot of songs, stories, like children learn. Smallest adults, the strategies are almost the same. You need to apply a lot of stories, drama, songs. Teaching, when teaching is fun, it has to be fun and jolly. The way we can determine, one, we use the continuous assessment process every day. Every now and then we train them, we assess them on a daily basis. It's like we encourage them also to assess the children on a daily basis. It is the same story with caregivers. You give coursework, give assignments, you assess them, you work with them, you support them. So it has to be continuous.